Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mandy. In today's video, we're going to learn about the boundary-related radical. Now let's get the 田字格 ready and the pens ready. First of all, let's take a look at the boundary radical. It's a very, very big square. It represents the boundary. So everything else, the other parts, they will be inside. Okay, so I want to point out there's another radical which is quite similar to this one. It's the small square. Usually it's on the left side of the characters, and this is the mouth radical. As the name indicates, it's related to the mouth or mouth movement or the action that require mouth. Okay? And as for the other part of it, usually it's at the right side of it. So you can see these two are two square, one big and one small, and they are completely different. So now let's get to some example with the boundary radical. The first one is 国. 国 is a country. So obviously, a country needs boundary. Then it needs border. And as you can see, the way that I write these characters, you can see I write the upper part, and then I write something inside, and then the last stroke is to close up. Okay, so the last stroke to close up. Remember that if you are going to write it in the right order, so you cannot just close the area and then put something in, because that's impossible, right? So you have to build a defense wall and then put something in and then close up. So that's the logic. Let's get to the evolution of this character, 国. So you can see the very original form of it. Actually, there are weapons. So weapons fighting weapons. And then after that, people add boundary around the weapon. And this form is the traditional Chinese. In simplified Chinese, we replace the weapon parts into the jade part, which also makes sense because jade is a lucky symbol in Chinese culture, and the jade also a treasure. So in simplified Chinese, it means treasure in the boundary, treasure in the border. So it's a country. Okay, so now let's get to some word with the 国. The first one国 家. So 国家. The 国 is country. Let me put it here. The 家, as we learn it in the rooftop radical, the 家 is home. So country, home, finally it would just means country. In the Chinese concept, a country is like a home. Everybody should be united. And a home is a small country because everybody hold their opinion and they have to get along with each other. A good country can support home, and lots of family put together and be united, and then they could build a strong country. Okay, so let's get to the other word with the 国. 族 国 族. As you can see on the left side of it, this is the God-related radical, and it's related to mind or ancestor, right? So 祖, these characters, it means ancestor. And the 国 is country. So the ancestor country would be the homeland, home country. So 祖国, home country. And there's also some country name come with the 国 character. For example, China is 中国. The 中, as we learned it before, it means middle. And 国 is country. So where did we get the name from? Back in the ancient time, people have very limited knowledge about the planet, right? Where they live is the middle country of the whole planet. So that's where the names come from. And there's some other country name come with the 国. I will just list several for example. The next one is 美国. So 美 is from the America. 美 and 国 is the country. So 美国 is America. And then the next one is 法国. So the 法, it will just take the sounds from France. 法国. So it's France. And the next one, 德国. So the 德 is from the Deutsch land. 德 from the 德. Okay, enough of the country. Now let's move on to the next character with the boundary radical. Fit in, close up. 园 it could mean a garden. And here is the evolution of the characters. It originally refers to a big place to grow fruit and vegetables. Now let's get to some example with the 园. The first one is 果 园. As we know, 果 it has a wood radical in it, right? So 果 it means fruit. 园 is the garden. So the fruit garden can be the fruit farm. Just the fruit farm. The place where people grow fruit. And the next one, quite similar. 菜 园 菜. We can see on top of it, this is a grass radical. And 菜 is vegetable. 园 is garden. So 菜园 vegetable garden, vegetable farm. Very easy. And let's get to the next one is 花园花 it also share the grass radical, right? So it's related to the plants. And 花 is the flower. 园 is garden. 花园 flower garden. Pretty. The last one 公园公 it means public. 园 is the garden. So a garden for the public, that would be a park. Make sense? Moving on to the next character, also pronounced as yuan, but different character. So we have the boundary, and then yuan, and this yuan, it means round. Okay, so let's take a very closer look at these two. The yuan, which is the garden, inside is this. And the yuan as round, the inside is this. Okay, need to be careful. Okay, now let's get to some word with the yuan. You can have yuan, 形 圆形 yuan is round, 形 is shape. So 圆形 would be just round shape. And the next one also come with a boundary. Oh, this is a 团 yuan. Okay, 团, as you can see, it also have a boundary radical. The 团 is a team. Yuan is round. Okay, the team, round, it means reunion. So in Chinese culture, the round shape is a symbol of being reunioned, especially reunion with the family. In the festivals like Chinese festival, Mid-Autumn Festival, those very important Chinese traditional festivals, we tend to eat on a round table. And if you're going to a wedding and some very happy ceremony, in most cases, we also eat on the round table. Let's continue with the next character, the boundary. And then, okay. So it looks quite complicated, right? So let's talk a little bit about the inside parts. I will write it again, bigger. So you have two dots on top and shorter stroke, longer stroke, and then and the bottom part, it goes this. Okay, and actually this is a character. It's 卷. 卷, it means to roll up, and have a boundary. What would that be? Okay, so this character, it has two pronunciation and with two slightly different meaning. The first pronunciation is 圈. 圈. When it pronounced as 圈, it means a circle. For example, you can say 圆圈圆圈 round circle. So it just means a round shape. And the next example would be 射胶圈. Okay, 社 means social, society. 交 it could means to cross. 圈 is a circle. So socially crossing with each other, that would be just your social circle. Like the friend you know, the people you know, they could be your social circle. And another cute words to learn with the 圈. 田田圈. Okay, it's a very cute word. 甜 it means sweet. So 甜, we just say it twice. And then 圈, it's a circle. So think about it, it's a food. It's circle shape and it's pretty sweet. And that would be donut. And that's about the 圈, which means circle. As for the second pronunciation, it will pronounce as 卷. 卷, it means to raise or to keep livestock in a closed place. Just like what I showed in the picture, to raise or to keep the cow or sheep or pig in a closed place. So to say 卷, we have a word for it. 圈养圈养. The 圈, as I already mentioned it, to raise or keep the livestock in a closed place. And 养, it means to raise. So basically 圈养 just means to raise or keep the livestock in a closed place. I'll give you a sentence, for example. 他的农场里圈养了. Let's put a number. 20 只牛和 Let's put another number. 12只羊 Okay, let's see. 他的 his 农场 agriculture 场 place 农场 agriculture place that would be a farm or a ranch. 里 inside, so inside the farm. 圈养了 so to raise, to keep the livestock in a closed place. Obviously, here is in the farm. 了 is just like the ed in English, which means the past tense. 20只牛 只 is the measure word for quite a lot of animal. 20只牛 is the ox, so 20 oxes. 和 and 12只羊 is sheep or goat. The whole sentence. 他的农场里圈养了20只牛和12只羊。His farm raised 20 oxes and 12 sheep. So he raised it inside the farm. Let's continue to the next character. 图 The 图 means picture. Okay, so why a picture needs boundary? Well, I guess a map, right? A picture like map needs boundary. Okay, so let's get to some word. Let's say map. 地 图 For the D, you can see we have a dirt radical on the left. So it's related to the ground or the floor. So D is floor. 图 is a picture. So a picture to show the floor, to show the ground, that would be the map. But what if I want to say picture, just picture in general? And that would be图片 图片 It would be just picture in general. But you need to be very careful. The 图片 could be any picture, but we also have照片 照片 would be the photo. The photos you took from the camera. So that's the difference between 图片和照片. Let's continue. The next character actually is quite simple. You will need a boundary and then the people. Close. This is 球. You can have a guess what does it mean, but I can tell you that it's not a very good word. People in the boundary cannot go out. So 球, it means keep. somebody in captivity. Yeah. For example, let's get to some words. We can say 囚 禁 囚, as we talk about it, it means keep somebody in captivity. And 禁, it means forbid. So it also forbid this person to go out or anybody to come in. So 囚禁, it just means to lock somebody in a closed place or just keep somebody in captivity. I'll give you a sentence for example. 他被一个变态囚禁在地下是 Okay. Short sentence, sad story. Let's see. 她 we have a female radical. 她 is she. 被 is the passive marker. 一个 one 变态 变 it could means change. 态 could means 态度 attitude. So what is change attitude? Well, it means pervert. Yeah. And 囚禁, as we talk about it, to keep somebody in captivity, to lock someone in a closed place. 在 is in on at. 地下室 地 is the ground. 下 is down. So 地下 is underground. 室 is the room, as we talk about it in the building related radical video. Okay? 地下室 the underground room would make basement. Okay? So this is the whole sentence. 他被一个变态囚禁在地下室. So she was captive by a pervert in the basement. And the next word I would like to introduce to you, 囚犯. Until we already know that. And as for 犯, it means criminal. So the criminal that has been in captive, that would be the in prison criminal. So 囚犯, it means imprisoned criminal, so which means the criminal is already in the prison. But what if I just want to say criminal in general? So that would be easy. That would be just 犯人 or you can say 罪 犯 and they could be just criminal in general. Okay, so just a little bit extra knowledge. The 罪 it could means crime. Moving on to the next character, that would be a boundary, and then put a wood inside, and then close. This is 困. Here is the evolution of this character, 困. As you can see, if you put a wood in the boundary, you can imagine you are restricted to stay in a certain area and you cannot move, just like a tree. So that would make you trapped. I'll give a sentence for example. So we can say somebody被困. You can say it or without it. 住了. Okay, so let's see. Somebody 被 is a passive marker, and 困 is trapped. 住 is, you can say it or without it here. Simply put that, the 困住 is together. It's a Chinese grammar. A verb plus the complement. So the complement can give more detail to the verb. So 困住, the 困 is the verb, and 住, it means stop here. So it gives more details to the trap. It's just trapped and stopped here. So anyway, so you can say it with or without the 住. And the la, just like usual, it's the past tense, just like the ed in English. So the whole sentence, somebody 被困住了 or somebody 被困了, it all means somebody was trapped. And I would like to give you another word also very commonly used. 困 难 困难 is trapped and difficult. So together, it just means difficult. It could be an adjective, and it could be difficulty as a noun. 困难. Please note that the 困 not only can refers to trap, it also could mean sleepy. Yeah. So I'm going to give you another sentence, for example. You can say somebody 困了. That's it. So different from the sentence above, it had a passive marker, which means somebody was trapped. Here, there's no passive marker and no need to say 住, no need. Just simply somebody 困了. It could mean somebody's sleepy. Moving on to the next character, which is we put the big inside. Yin. So you might notice in the yin we have a 大 character, right? Which means big. So something big in the boundary. Well, it's a long story. Actually, back in the very ancient time, the yin could refers to something different. But, with 1,000 years of evolution, the language changed a lot and people borrow the words to explain different things. Anyway, people borrow this word to refers to because or reason. It's a quite complicated evolution history, but anyway, we still have this boundary and big inside, but it refers to because and reason. Let me give you some words so you know how to use it. In way. In way. It would be because. It just means because. And yuan in the yuan, it means original. Yin means reason. So the original reason together, it just means reason. 原因. And now let's get to the very last character of today. Also very simple. You put this inside. 回. So interesting word. You can see you just need a big square outside plus a small square inside. And you make this 回. Here is the evolution of this character. So actually the original form of it is a water flowing rotate. So you can imagine if you put something in the water flow that rotate, the things can go back to the original place, right? So 回, it means go back. For example, we can say 回家. "回家", it means go back home. And then is 回国. We just learned about the 国 at the beginning of this video. So 回国, it means go back to the country. Go back to the home country to be more specific. And here's one thing I want to give you a heads up is about the other word 去. 去. It means to go. In English, you can say I go home, and which refers to I go back to my home. But in Chinese, you can never say 去家. So literally, it means go home, yeah, but it would not make sense. It's just not making sense. In Chinese, we will only say 回家, which means go back to your own home. And 去家, we really don't know what do you mean. But we can say 去 somebody 的家. 去 somebody 的家 go to somebody's place. This would be correct. In short, you say go back to your own home. That would be 回家. And if you're not going back to your home, you're going to your friend's home or your just someone you know's place. And then you can say 去 somebody 的家. As for the 去家, this is not a proper word in Chinese. We will not understand. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoy it and you learned something about the boundary related radical. And if you want the practice sheet, you can download it from my Patreon. I will drop the link down below in the description box. And enjoy practicing. I'll see you in the next video.